Hey AfterBuzzers, you're tuned into SNL's AfterBuzz After Show. This episode was with Russell Crowe with musical guest Margo Price, and we're gonna go start now, so tune in!
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin!
That's right! It's somebody's birthday!
Whose birthday is it? Who's not here? Who are we missing?
She's busy celebrating, right?
In New York City, where Saturday Night Live is filmed.
Nice segue. I like that. Yes. Happy birthday to Amy. We miss you.
Amy.
Yeah,
we
come
miss
back.
and love you.
Hey guys, we're back with the, that's a terrible transition. Happy birthday, Amy! But we're also back.
We're done with you.
Yeah. What an episode, you know?
Wasn't it just splendid?
Well, I don't know.
Is that
magnificent?
the word you'd say?
Fantastically bad.
I don't know. It was
disappointing. But I'm your host, Kelly McInerney. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo, and I'm with these pretty awesome co-hosts.
I just did the creepiest
Steer to camera.
Hi, I'm Katie Wilbert, and you can find me on all the social media platforms at Katie Wilbert.
And I'm Kimberly Crossman, and you can follow me at Kim Crossman. Or I considered changing my last name last night to Crossbert. In case we ever legally get married, so I can stay in the country.
Yeah.
That's an option that we're throwing around.
We shouldn't have said that.
No. Darn.
Shouldn't have said that on the live broadcast. So that's no longer an option for your
Idiots.
staying in America.
No. Anyway.
There's other alternatives there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or if anyone would like to marry me, contact me at Kim Crossman, and we'll figure it out.
Comment below and like the video first.
And this broadcast will self-implode at the end of the thing.
We derailed that train for you. How'd you like that?
Yeah, it's fine. It's way better than the episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Zach, did you watch it?
I did.
What'd you think, Zach?
I thought there was a lot of good ideas going on here. They kept building sketches that I'm like, oh, this is going to be hilarious. And then
Fizzled.
it went somewhere, it turned away from where I thought it was going.
That's so much kinder than what
That's
went through my
articulate.
head when it felt like to me the moment when you do something bad as a kid and then your parents say, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. You know? Like that feeling of it. Overall, it felt like the energy was so low, and it felt like the general feeling of giving up.
Yeah.
Yes, it felt like they all were like, well, this is shit, so, but we have to finish it.
I don't know, you said you were disappointed. I'm not a big fan of Russell Crowe, let me tell you. So I was like, I'm not looking forward to this episode. And who's Margo Price? That's how I thought about it. Still wondering.
You know what? I actually thought she was the highlight.
She was great.
Her outfits were, at least.
Her outfits were banging. I know you're not maybe super into country, but we are, and I loved it. And I got to go to the Grand Ole Opry when I was in Nashville, and I feel like it took me right back there, and I felt like it was actually full of energy and a great performance to the point where I was like, oh, well, maybe the show will turn around now.
No.
But it didn't do that.
It's unfortunate, too, because there were so many, surprise guests. And it was still lackluster. And even, I don't like Russell Crowe, but he had lots of great voices, let's say. You know?
They were interesting.
There were different voices. He kind of tried.
Sure.
But
do you blame the energy being flat on him as the guest, or you think just everyone?
I mean, it could have been. Did you guys see I know this is fast forwarding a lot, but did you guys see the end?
I watched it specifically because I was like, are people maybe not gelling with him, or did something happen? Is everyone have a cold?
Yeah. It was weird because it seemed to just be like, thank you for letting me do the show, on to the next one. It was not, it didn't seem natural. You know, he just seemed very cold, and I feel like maybe that's why maybe he was the reason why.
I wondered. I don't know the man.
No.
He's probably lovely, but there's always that chance that someone isn't. And then if you're having to work with them for a week, I don't know what that process is like if you're not gelling with someone and then you have to go live, and if there's been any difficulties, what that's like, because you always assume you have a guest who's so fun and into it, and maybe he totally was. This is all just like...
Yeah, I guess we're trying to
imagining.
figure out what happened. I mean, if we start at the beginning of the show with the cold open of just Kate McKinnon doing 3.5 minutes, like I had said before, like if you told me Kate McKinnon's going to do 3.5 minutes of Hillary, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And she's my favorite. I love her more than anything on this planet. And I was like, yeah. So, I don't...
Yeah.
I think maybe it could have been a Russell Gissing, but I just felt like everyone was just like, it felt like we were walking through mud. And, within saying that, we're going to obviously dissect it and talk about specifics and stuff, because I think there were some moments, so I don't want to be like too down a buzz on it. But yeah, I think overall... I wasn't feeling it, and I wanted to so bad. Like, I was watching there like, come on, guys, come on.
There has to be one good one.
It just felt like, they all gave up in their own part, Russell aside, and that I was bummed, and I can only put it down to maybe it's like 3 weeks, and it's been a while since I've done 3 back-to-back shows.
But it's been around for like how many years? 41 years.
And I know that. I just want
So they
like,
should
I
know.
wonder if people are tired. I'm trying to like scrape the barrel of like, are they tired because they've done 3 back-to-back shows, and that seemed like it had been a while recently since I've done 3 in a row.
The next episode's gonna suck.
Yeah. What are we gonna do?
No.
I don't know.
But anyways, let's get into it. You mentioned the cold opening, message from Hillary. It was, I mean, all the cold openings have been very political. This was just her trying to relate to New Yorkers. Actually, I guess it showed how she did actually try and use the subway, and it took a while. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that until they
either.
mentioned it. And, yeah, exactly. I'm like, get my weekly news from Weekend Update. Good one, Kim. You are the worst contributor to society ever.
No, that's how I do it all the time. But it was all right. It was, you always expect, like how you said, you always expect more, and it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What did
And
you think, Katie?
Yeah.
I only laughed at the Game of Thrones Raven. Yeah, I guess that's the thing, is I usually am so excited, and it just from the start was low energy, and maybe that's even it. It's like if the top sketch doesn't get the result that you're wanting, then you're starting a show without laughs, and like, how do you pick up the momentum after that? I think that's hard, especially when it's something that you are used to guaranteeing a ton of laughs. And maybe we've just seen it too much. I don't really know. Like, I don't know what it was that I didn't fully enjoy, but I did laugh at the Game of Thrones Three-Eyed Raven.
Yeah.
That was, I think, my only audible laugh.
I do think you kind of get burned out too. I know SNL's a very political show. But if the political jokes don't hit hard enough, you're just like, meh,
Right.
And usually they do, like, that's their strong suit, but this sketch was just like, meh. And also, it's hard to make fun of New York when you're in New York, this is that's their home. Like, even if we're in LA now, but still, I feel like you don't want to make fun of New York, when it's SNL.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, what did you think, Kim? I know you.
Yeah, I just wrote down, I thought I would have liked it more than I did. I wanted to like it more than I did. And I think, I unfortunately for Kate McKinnon, she, in my eyes, like, she always exceeds my expectations. So now the bar is really high for me. And so I wanted to laugh more. And I didn't, and I was sad for myself.
Sad for the world.
I was sad for the world.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a knock on her. I think it was just, like the gags didn't hit. You're right, maybe we're just a bit exhausted over Trump jokes. Like, it's been done now. So
Gotta spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But then the monologue, his Russell Crowe talking about his career in comedy, I didn't mind this.
Yeah.
No, me either.
I liked it because it showed that he could make fun of himself. I did love the little play on Les Mis, how when he's serious he still gets made fun of. So I was. This is when I started to be like, okay, maybe this show's gonna be great.
Right.
And no, no.
I agree. I wrote that it was like self-deprecating, which I liked. The subtle humor. Yeah, I thought it was an interesting way of doing a monologue. Just like, here's some clips, and I didn't mind this at all.
Yeah. What about you, Katie?
Same. I mean, it wasn't like the most exciting monologue I've ever seen, but it was leading to suggest it was going to be a fine episode, and it just was misleading.
I really appreciated that he didn't sing, and I loved the boobs joke.
Yes.
That was great.
That was good.
And then the Preparation H commercial. I get, like, the first, I feel like a lot of this episode, it was one joke, like, ha, and then it just was the same joke.
Same joke.
Yes,
and
good
over
point.
and over again.
There was no heightening, no, like, creative way to play the game in a new level that we haven't seen. It was just like boobs, 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 or give me a child, butt cream. Like, that's not funny.
What'd you
Fact. And that's not funny. Yeah, I mean, I had high expectations for this. As soon as it started and you hear that music and you're like, oh, this is going to be a funny, like, play on commercials, which I think American commercials are hilarious because they are like that and the funny looks to camera. And it missed the mark, and I don't know if it was a timing thing or you're right, like, it didn't play the game. I feel like all the ingredients were there. You've got a great cast. You've got the idea. It could have worked so much
What happened?
better. Yeah.
But then maybe it's because it's low-hanging fruit. So many of the sketches this episode were. The three things I just said were boobs, hating on women, and butt cream. Like, I think going into your first digital short and having it be about a guy saying, hey, did that cream I gave you help your butt? Do you need more ass cream? Like, I don't know. I think it was just really easy, low-hanging fruit. And unless you're going to do it in a new way and like have a really different point of view or heighten it in a way that's like really exciting for us, then it's just you talking about ass cream, which is only funny because because it's ass cream, not because it's like a clever sketch. And then the weird ending of like, you're my best friend, come on bro, help me put on this ass cream.
It's actually funnier hearing you talk about it. I kept chuckling. I'm like, don't laugh, Kim. Be serious. You hated this. But like, that's funny.
You say
But
it out loud, and I'm not sure, like, someone would have had to have such zeal to pass that through to be like, all right, I got this great idea for this Preparation H commercial. Basically, the guy is like all about this ass cream. And then somehow everyone's like, genius, John. Let's pass it through. Like, how did... I don't know.
I don't know.
They're usually really good with these commercials too.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know. I think also Beck plays that character too much too. Like, be my friend, you know?
Yeah.
It's like enough.
He was high energy, though. I feel like he was one of the people who was trying to be like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
We're on live television. Should we all be excited?
This is awesome.
This is our dream job.
I feel like they could have either went more blue or just switched the joke up. Like if he was more descriptive about his butt,
Yes.
more gross. I don't know. That's me.
Yeah.
But man,
Yeah, I don't know what I would have liked to have seen differently. I think I'm not sure. Yeah, because it's just the gag of him interrupting him in a normal moment, being like, hey, this butt cream, like, maybe they should have downplayed it the first one with the reactions, like, shh, don't, so then he's like louder or something. I don't know,
Maybe
even
also
just delivery.
we're not easily embarrassed, all three of us. I don't feel like, so if someone were to come up and be like, how's that ass cream treating you? And I'd be like, it's so good, thank you. Does anybody else want some? Like, I don't know that we're easily embarrassed, and maybe
No,
for
we'd
us,
roll with it straight
we're
away.
the wrong people to watch this sketch. Maybe someone else in like middle America is very easily embarrassed, and they're like, whoa, that's so funny because that would be so embarrassing. Like, having that level of context could make a difference too. Maybe if you actually have hemorrhoids, like, it hits harder, and then you're like, that part of you
Like,
that resonates with
I
the
can
truth
relate.
of it is like, my butt understands, and my butt is also embarrassed.
You always need a friend to apply it in a club. Like, what is that?
Like, is it laying down, what?
I don't know.
I can't.
Anyways,
We have to move on.
We're going down the rabbit hole. We're like, what can we do? Yeah.
I don't know. Politics Nation with Al Sharpton. This just, I feel like this started the, like, I don't like Kenan anymore trend for me this episode.
Oh, that's the best birthday present you've ever given Amy Street.
Yeah.
God, he just was trying almost too hard. Like, hey, I'm funny, guys. Like, I think that's what he was trying to play the whole time. Though I did laugh at Christy, not in my church. But
Oh, cool. I
Yeah.
didn't hear that one. I was like, oh, he's trying to do a lot of play on words. I just heard algorithm.
yeah,
That was the only one that There
you
were
could-
2 before that I was like, Keenan's flubbing up on all of his words because it wasn't obvious enough to me. And then
Yeah.
when we got to algorithm, which was algorithm, I was like, oh, I see what
Yeah.
he's doing, but it wasn't clear
What was
enough.
the
And
other
now,
Raisin, resonate, or something, and then Christy, Christy. I remember he said Hillary Clinton raisins. Oh no, resonates or something like that.
yeah,
Raisins. I don't know.
the first one he laughed during it, so I was like, oh, he's misreading the cue cards, not like this is a series of jokes we're going to be doing in the middle of this sketch.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
and with Al Sharpton there as a guest,
That was interesting.
it was, well, first of all, I did not know he lost weight, so props
There you
to
go.
him.
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
like a
good for
wee
you.
little guy.
Yeah, he's like a bobblehead.
Yeah, yeah.
It's interesting, right? He's like physically interesting to look at because I think you get used to
Sure.
when I picture him, I still picture how he used to look.
Yeah.
So then when you see him, he's like a ghost of himself.
Yeah.
Which is he's healthy. That's great.
He's one of the only famous people I saw when I lived in New Jersey, in New York City. He was walking down 14th Street with a Foot Locker bag.
Well, there you go.
In case you're wondering where he
repping
gets
the
his
Foot Locker.
There
footwear.
you go.
That's great to know.
Yeah. But what do you guys think of this sketch?
Yeah, I mean, I think the funniest thing was just that Trump is like negative, which was a long time to get to. It felt like something that should have been on Trevor Noah. I felt like it was trying to set up that kind of Trevor Noah interview thing. The
Daily Show?
Yeah. Like they bring in someone and they're actually talking about, I don't know. It just was a different dynamic. I don't know how it could have been executed better. I just didn't find it particularly funny.
Yeah.
And again, I think we're probably just been beaten over the head a little bit with...
Politics.
Yeah, this election, I'm like actually tired of hearing about it now. To
Yeah.
where maybe when I hear jokes about it, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not like that hasn't been done.
Right.
Like it's got to be hard as a comedy writer
Sure.
for televised TV right now. That's redundant. To be covering the election at this stage because no one has been chosen to move forward, and it's just this lull of like, we've done
Yeah.
it, nothing's changing. Like Trump is just continues to be crazy. Like it's plateau. Even he's plateaued and is crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's just getting
It's
kind of
kind of, you gotta spice it up, or it's just like, we know, we get it, he's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I also didn't like how, I felt like Kenan just forced the jokes too much, like, I look younger.
I wonder if he was
It's not
trying
funny,
to
we get
compensate
it, but it's
for
not funny, you know?
Yeah.
the lack of energy or something.
I don't know, he just annoyed me so much this episode.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No,
sorry,
it's not your fault. Are you
his-
Kenan?
No, but I just on
We can
his
help.
behalf,
We can
I
help
feel
on
like
behalf.
I think he tries so hard
Yeah.
and means so well, and maybe he was trying to compensate for the lack of energy,
Yeah.
and it rubbed you wrong,
Maybe.
and I'm sorry.
It's alright. Thank
I
you.
wrote down I liked the Vermont joke.
Do you remember the joke?
But you know what? It wasn't memorable enough for me. So if anyone remembers what the Vermont joke was,
It
in
was
the
something about, I think, like, no black person ever has been like, hey,
Yes.
let's go to Vermont for the weekend.
I did laugh at that
Okay.
because I'm like, that sounds right.
Alright.
I would know, obviously, because I'm black.
Yeah. That's why she knows.
Oh, dear.
And the next sketch,
Moving swiftly along.
Oh, dear.
Henry, I know. The Henry VIII experience. I did laugh at the end of this, though.
The boob grab.
Yeah, because I liked how he peeked up from behind and stuff. This is when I was like, all right, Russell Crowe's trying here, guys. Give him something.
Sure.
You know?
He was trying. He was high energy.
Yeah.
He was obviously having a lot of fun and really excited to be there. But it felt like everyone else was not excited. And also, he said, bear me a son. It was the
You would have got,
only...
if it was a drinking game, you'd be drunk.
You'd be totally drunk. I mean, did the writers hate him and they're like, what we're going to do is we're going to make him do a bunch of different accents and make him a perverted, misogynist, racist in all of them? Like,
No.
Like, yeah, he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
It just was weird. It just...
yeah, he said, open the legs and take me in your moist.
No, take my seed into your moistness.
Wow.
Like,
I mean,
that was so much.
Your
I'm
bosom
very-
swollen with my son's breakfast.
It was just
That's
so
right.
much.
Yeah, and I mean, we're desensitized. I think it wasn't so much the words that were offensive, it was the way it was delivered to this, like, crickets kind of environment that you're like, please stop digging
was
your own grave.
Too intense.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote something down because I was trying to figure out why. Because I'm like, is the script funny or is it not? Or is it just the delivery? And I feel like a lot of times anger is never actually funny in improv or sketch. Like someone just yelling or being aggressive isn't funny, it's scary. So like him being like, bear me a child, woman, it wasn't funny, it was scary and uncomfortable as a woman to watch because you're like, "Fuck this guy, like what? So I think that was a stroke against him. What else did I think? I feel like there wasn't really a point of view from him other than like my one note is I want you to give me a child because you have a vagina, but it wasn't like from a unique perspective of like going into Henry VIII's psyche or anything that would have been funny to add to it, or like someone asking a question beyond that and him being like, you're right, I'm not much of a man, and so I put it on. Like there was no kind of perspective, so it was just one note and aggressive, and I think it shut the scene down because you, as an audience member, felt unsafe watching it. Like
it was just the same. Once again, just the same joke over and over, and just an uncomfortable joke. What do you think?
Same.
I don't know.
I just wrote a racist perv. So
I don't know.
bummer.
womp womp.
And then
Matchfinders.
Oh, your favorite cast member back again.
I did like his German accent. All his voices. I was like, all right, good for him. Oh,
Yes,
good
and
for
he
him.
is a great actor.
Yeah,
and great acting. I wrote for Matchfinders, is Russell just playing perverts? So creepy. What is happening? Those are my notes for this scene.
My notes were, no one in the episode seemed like they were excited or into the sketch. Why was he just a pervert?
I'm glad we're on the same page. Two peas in a pod over here.
Yeah, no, I didn't write pervert. I just wrote vagina information, being all scientific. No man is alive when you take away what he loves. I did like that one
That
line.
is funny.
But because his commitment to the perv, I guess he's really great at being a perv. I wonder why. I just don't like Russell Crowe.
yeah.
That's it.
He was very committed. I feel
He
like
was.
no strokes against him, but maybe it is possible comedy is not a strong suit. But that being said, I feel like he totally committed and was having fun.
No, I don't think it's his fault, honestly.
No,
I think
I
it's
don't
the
think it
writing.
is.
That's what was bad about it, because you could tell he committed to the characters.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what was my point. Is like, I don't, like, it's a shame it was such a bad episode and it's his name attached to it. But yeah, you're right. I feel like he did commit, and it's like, you've got this team of the best sketch comedians and stuff like that, like, support him, like, and even if, it just doesn't make sense. I think that's what I'm struggling with this episode. It doesn't make sense to me. There's no reason for it. Like,
No. How many sketches were cut that didn't make it in?
Yeah.
That would have been better than everything they chose? Or did he go like, I really like the funny German guy who just talks about vaginas? Like,
Did he choose that? Yeah.
did he because it was funny, the idea of it, but then practically it doesn't play? I don't know. Like, I would love to be a fly on the wall for this past week and how everything was selected and what conversations were had, because I just can't imagine.
and you can tell when it's a bad guess though too, because I feel like the other sketches are strong, whereas I feel like
Right.
the ones that he was in.
Yeah.
there was no difference.
differentiation.
Yeah.
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 This was the sketch that, this is what I was talking about when I said before that they were building something interesting and then it just like went off. I thought that Sky turned away for a second and then I looked back and I thought he was playing Sigmund Freud.
I
was
thought
like,
he was too for a second, but
And I
they
was like,
didn't go
Sigmund
that way.
Freud on a dating show, that sounds hilarious.
Got it.
Yeah.
But then they just didn't pay that off.
No, he was a studier of genitals.
And even in the end, like
Yeah.
the idea, like, oh, okay, so she picks him because that's the weirdest choice. That's the most unlikely. But then they managed to make that feel like boring.
Yeah. She was just reading her, like, she didn't even care that she picked him. She's like, yeah, because he.
And that felt like a
different.
weird character choice, too, for Cecily. Like, this apathetic, no expressions. Like, when he was talking about vagina, she was just blank. Like, even if all the characters had an opinion about it, like.
Do something.
Do anything.
Yeah.
Just like, I pick him. Because he likes vaginas.
Yeah.
And then leaves Kenan being like, of course you do. I have to compensate because no one else is
I
acting
actually agree.
around
I
me.
feel like now that you've said that, I feel like, maybe Kenan was, like, particularly annoying because it felt like he was trying to, like, inject some levity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what? Just weird choices.
Yep.
All around.
Anyways, I don't know. It's just disappointing.
Margo Price was great.
Margo Price was wonderful.
I
know you don't like country music.
No, but I did appreciate her outfits.
Her outfits
That's
were
it.
great. Her hair was fantastic.
Oh, her hair was great.
hair
I
was
made
really
a good point
banging.
of, yeah.
Yeah. Someone did post on Twitter a picture of her next to Rachel from Friends. That
Jennifer
they looked.
Aniston.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is this
Oh,
like
they had the
zoomed
same
in
thing?
Oh,
photo
okay.
and similar nose structure thing. I thought I didn't see that, but kudos to you for that imagination you've got, Twitter
Yeah.
person.
She sounded great. I liked her a lot.
Tweeter.
Yeah. Switching it up then, like
Yeah.
just regular pop, poppy top 40, I guess. Maybe this is this is
Yeah.
probably top 40 somewhere. Not to I don't mean
It's
to.
okay.
Whoa,
It's
whoa,
okay.
whoa, whoa.
It's not
no,
your thing.
No, it's not your
Yeah.
thing. But we did hear her song actually on
Yeah.
Sirius XM on the way here
Okay,
on the
cool.
highway.
Like-
so I guess she's,
So she's someone.
she's like
Yeah, she's
totally someone.
She made it on the highway.
Well, I know when they had, now I've forgotten his name. He was on a few weeks ago, Country Star as well.
Oh yes.
We did a bit of
Fire
research.
and Gold or something.
Yeah.
Fire and something. That's not.
And
Hallmark.
SNL's been pretty like pivotal in terms of different genres and like and pulling people, and so yeah, it'd be interesting to see post this how that happens, because I feel like since that other country star who now's name has escaped me and I'm so sorry, forgive me. I feel like now I've heard him everywhere. Chris Stapleton, there you go.
I am fire and I am gold. Ting ting ting, my glitter and gold. Right. We did our best. We did our best.
That was our best singing. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
And weekend update. Another, like, I wasn't a fan of last week's update that much, and usually that's something I feel like you can depend, like, at least recently I've been, like, depending on, they're gonna be funny, they're gonna be good. But I also think it's because of being burnt out from politics stuff, so you're just like, whatever. And I wasn't a huge fan of the two guests. I know we love Kate McKinnon, but Deanie is usually better, right?
Yeah.
Kinda? What do you guys think?
I would have to agree with you. I mean, I was kind of like, what is she going to do with the food? And it felt like, and I'll say this to both guests, it just felt like they're just sitting there like, surely we're almost done with this soon. And I felt like they were enjoying dying together.
They were like her moment of
Yeah.
putting the pasta on
Brussels
sprout. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like pasta, but she puts it on there. It felt like that moment of like, exactly.
It felt like
what
they
you
were
said.
kind of like, we all know it's dying.
Yeah.
So that to me was interesting to watch, and I think Kyle did it too, and he kind of got really sad, and Michael's like, okay, like they're all kind of sitting there like, we're about to finish this segment, but
weird silent lulls. I wrote,
know.
are
And they
they
kinda
all
like-
really tired? And then I even said out loud to you, like, does Colin have a cold? He looks tired.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's funny, like, they had an episode where they could not, like, because of the blizzard, they were the only people in New York working. That was a way better episode than this one. But I feel like with Deanie, I feel like, because this is the second time she's been done, I think in the first one, they're like, okay, the food's funny. Let's just kill this food, like, just do that. And I think they just did it too much.
I would have liked to have seen more specifics. Like, I know how, like, her gag is, like, the person with the mustache and the da-da-da. Like, I feel like even that as a joke,
you could find funnier specifics.
That's
like,
kind of, like
the guy with the elbow scar, not on the right arm, but the left one.
Yeah.
Like,
that would have been funnier to me, not
like
just
it's super
mustache.
specific, but
Yeah.
it's still not saying like, Ryan Reynolds. Like, I feel like just laziness. I don't know. I don't want to feel this way. It hurts me to feel this way.
Yeah, just like Bruce Chanley, who was like talking about how he's afraid he's boring or whatever. You are. Like, and when he broke down, like being sad, I feel like he didn't care. He was just like, as you said, he was like just being happy to die.
Yeah.
The sketch,
We'll all just die together on live TV.
Yeah, I don't.
I'd be fascinated to know like what the repercussions of this are. Like,
I don't know. Probably nothing.
Probably people going backstage and being like, well, that
Let's get drunk.
felt wrong.
sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe, I mean, everyone has their off day. It's just crazy to see an entire cast and an entire writing staff offs, which then makes you feel like, has something collectively happened?
Yeah.
Like, did someone come in like, guys, we're all gonna get fired, and then everyone was like, well, let's
go
do a
out
great
anyway.
show then.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I would love to know.
Well, I mean, you guys have had experience. We all have had experience. I just feel like as soon as it's lights up and you're going, like,
It's like that Katy Perry documentary, you guys.
just gotta do it.
Even if you're going through a divorce and you're crying and having a panic attack, you go up and you perform in Tokyo anyways.
or you call it out. Like,
Yeah.
surely,
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
in their dying lull moments, like, I saw a few shrugs.
Like, audibly say, like, this is us dying.
Yeah, and then and then at least, I don't know, I mean, I would, or be like, well, that didn't go as planned, or so, and then like inject levity, like, yes, we're aware.
And they usually do, actually,
and I
poke fun
feel
to
like
stuff,
they do.
so,
The
Especially
only
with
moment,
Update.
yeah.
the only moment I felt like we actually were let into the realness was when Kenan choked on his shot in that last Russian sketch.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't mean to do that.
It was enjoyable because
Yeah.
it felt like they were actually present for a second,
Yeah.
and they were in it, and like, this is something new. Wait, give us something new.
yeah, and then they're like,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, now the cough attack's gone, and we're back to being bored
Yeah.
and wanting to not be here.
Yeah.
Just like 100 Days in the Jungle, the next sketch. I didn't mind this one that much, even though it was just Terry being a creepy guy, loving duck vagina.
Like, someone hates Russell Crowe. I feel like the entire, and that's what it must
Yeah,
be. The writing
just
staff have gone, well, we're going to make him eat a duck vagina and be offensive to women.
Yeah, you're right.
And he still was committing like hell.
And he was trying so
But it was
hard.
that thing of like, like trying too hard to where I was like, just stop.
Give it up.
Yeah, like
Give it
no
up.
one else is helping you and it's sad and I feel bad for you and now I'm mad because it's too much.
Was it a duck vagina? I wrote,
Yeah.
he ate a horse vagina? Question mark. I got the wrong animal.
I missed duck vagina entirely, so when you said that just now, that was a surprise to me. I think I tuned out. I was like, I cannot be present for
What did you
this
think?
anymore.
What did you think?
Yeah, it was. I appreciated his enthusiasm, but like, I don't know, you just kind of give up on the episode, especially with the next sketch. Pogies
pepperoni.
I'm not a fan of the good neighbor people that much.
I am. I
What did
actually
you get?
enjoyed this one.
Really?
I
Yeah,
really
good.
liked this
But
one.
I also thought
Take it
that
away, Katie.
I thought it was one of the few very high energy sketches, which was extremely refreshing. Though it got slightly annoying in a way because they kept doing the same thing. I was just honestly pleased as punch that someone had energy,
Yes.
and I was like just going for it. I was like, oh, thank you. It was like water in the desert for me. Just and I wrote Beck Bennett. MVP points, had the highest energy of anyone, but now I think it was actually Kenan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think the premise of the sketch was entirely funny. It had that awkward sensibility, kind of randomness that Good Neighbor does. I didn't mind it so much. I just liked the high energy, and I was like, I'll accept it.
I liked it, and I think you're right. I think it was a rhythm change, and I think that's what it needed, rather than like, we're all dying. It was something else, and it was this two peas in a pod of very excitability, so it got my attention, and I watched it through, with all my energy, rather than not. I think I could relate to the moments of like, is this life? Because I've had a few moments like that where like something's awesome's happening. I'm like, oh my god, I'm also very easily excitable. That is the noise I make
It is.
when I'm very excited. Like, oh my God, don't look now, don't look now, don't look now. So I can relate to that. I like the specifics of his name being Nathan, and he's awesome. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed this.
Cool. I just thought there were no jokes. Like, I liked their enthusiasm and stuff, but
Yes.
I felt like the jokes weren't there. I did appreciate Leslie playing a straight person.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
not
you're right.
Leslie. I did like that, but
Yeah, that was good.
What a good segue you've got there. I
of
see what you
Leslie.
did. I
Yeah.
got what you put down over there.
hey, Shanice Goodwin, Ninja. Mm-hmm. Let's just say Beverly Hills Ninja, the other SNL Ninja, a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. I feel like they could have, with this character, they could have done so much more, you know?
Right.
It's such a great idea of Leslie being a ninja, and then at the end she says she was Kohl's cashier. Maybe show that or something, you know, like.
Yeah, just throw that bomb at the end, because then I'm like,
was a
wait, who
weird
is this
left turn.
woman? Yeah, I definitely was not as invested in the people looking around like, what's the shadow? I also wrote, like, Vanessa Bayer not wanting to act in this scene. Like, or make a choice. And I think, again, it was that, like, there was a moment where it seemed like an intentional choice of being like, oh no, someone's gonna save me, but like an intentional
Being
bad acting
yeah,
choice.
yeah.
I don't know. It was just weird. It didn't help it at all. Like, I felt like no one was helping each other this entire episode. Like, bad support.
Yeah, you're right.
Not good
no one was
support. Like,
helping each other.
why was that a choice? Or whoever directed it to be like, Vanessa, you should just do nothing. Make no choices.
Yeah.
It was not helpful. I thought Leslie as a ninja was delightful, but I would have rather seen her ninja story than see a
that's a
no
good point.
choice tied up lady and three guys with different accents being confused. Like, that was not enjoyable, but Leslie as a ninja was highly enjoyable.
Right.
So I would have just
I agree.
And the coughing was for me the best moment. I wish they had run with it longer.
yeah.
No, yeah. Anything to add?
I agree. I mean, yeah, I agree. I liked when we first saw Leslie as a ninja and kind of like her weird like head kind of things that she does. Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean, I thought John looked good looking.
Yeah.
We always think
As
John
a
looks
Russian.
good looking.
I wanted him to talk more. I think.
I know.
You know, he didn't,
Sneak him in there.
I don't know.
It's your time, John. We're ready for
And
you.
then this random left turn that the episode took to wrap it up was weird, wasn't
Oprah.
it?
Yeah. It was. Just like Good Neighbor, I'm not a big fan of Mike O'Brien shorts either.
Sure.
I'm not a big fan of this episode. Oh, I'm sorry.
We're
sorry.
trying.
But I feel like, I don't know. You guys talk about it first.
I didn't mind this. I once again, I think that this kind of thing lends to my humor a little bit more. I like the joke of him playing Oprah and like seeing that in a bunch of different settings. I think both of us are attracted to this idea of life coaching and Oprah-esque stuff. So, and the craziness that is. Like, no, I'll be on a magazine cover for as long as the
That
magazine
bit I
goes.
loved. Because I feel like it's very true. Like,
Yeah.
does anyone else have a magazine where it's just their face
Yeah.
on it forever for eternity?
Yeah, I thought
Which
she was
is
gonna
funny.
mention Ellen and have like Ellen
Yes.
be played by like Leslie or
Oh,
something
that would have been
too.
great.
Oh, that would have been really funny.
My highlights were Kyle Mooney as Michael Jackson and John as Tom
Yes.
Cruise.
I loved
Yes.
him
that
as-
made me laugh a lot.
Yeah.
So I
Those
mean,
act outs were great.
it seemed wackadoo, out of place. There was all these great guest stars.
Jason Sudeikis
Randomly.
playing Whoopi, right?
Oh my
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It was really random, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
I guess I was left with like, why? But I was okay with it.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't
Was it a
understand
ring-in?
why
Like,
it happened, but I enjoyed it. Like,
Yeah.
I just wondered, like, has Mike O'Brien always wanted to do a sketch where he's Oprah? And then they were like,
We've got 15 minutes free on this episode.
you can come in on this one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of similar to the You remember the feminist song? But at
Yeah.
least there was levels to that.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like this is like a play on how like all white, like it's whitewashed Hollywood, white, like especially like straight white men, but it just was that one joke. And okay, they added Jason Sudeikis as another guy, but I
Right.
feel like they could have added more and just sent more of a message too.
Well, I wasn't even sure that that was their message.
Or if they were
like,
just
it
being
really
dumb.
felt
Some
like
kind of
Mike
Danish
O'Brien
girl.
just wanting to be Oprah in a sketch
Yeah.
because it didn't feel super poignant. Like, it has in the past when they did the Beyonce
Right.
is black sketch.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved it, and I
Yeah.
felt like you really got the point. This, while I was wondering if it was a poke at whitewashed Hollywood, it didn't fully make it there. So I was like, oh no, maybe it's just Mike just like really wanting to be Oprah,
Yeah.
and that was it.
We'll never know, you know? We'll never know.
Maybe we could call them and ask.
Call them.
Mike
Get
O'Brien.
get him on the
Hey,
phone.
Google, what's Mike O'Brien's... No, I'm just kidding.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But overall, not, not the... Do you guys have any MVPs? I know you mentioned...
I would say, Beck and Kenan, because I felt like they were trying.
Yeah.
And they had energy where I felt like everyone else didn't and had drank the I give up water from the water cooler.
I would echo that, and I think that's kind of how we felt. Like, like we want the show to be so good. We love the show, and I guess there was room for it to be better. It was just disappointing all around, and I think what's more disappointing is that it wasn't Russell Crowe's fault, and that's always easier to go like, oh, the guest is bringing it down, and everyone rises up, and it was just a shame that. I would have rather
Maybe-
gone. Russell Crowe was a shitty guest. Everyone else is great, but I kind of feel like he was trying. He could be in the MVP. Like,
Yeah. Maybe he was mean, though, or something.
And
you know,
that's
that's
it.
why they wrote...
And that could have been.
I don't
They're
know.
like, you're a pervert, and we're not going to act with you.
Yeah. My MVP was Jay Farrell because he wasn't in the episode. He was smart. No, just kidding.
Oh, he wasn't. Where
my
was
God,
Jay?
yeah. He was
I
on stage at the
I
end.
saw it at the end. I was
Yeah.
like, where were you?
No,
That
yeah,
was
it's
it.
crazy.
No, I'm
I'd
just
be
kidding.
dying to know if something happened.
We need to research it a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah,
and
right?
just see, like, go on some Reddit pages and, like, find it out.
Figure it out.
Something's so off. Something's so off.
has
Our
to be.
feelers, ladies' intuition's never wrong, right? So something happened and we know it. We knew it.
Next episode, though, has to be good. You know, it's Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who is actually former SNL cast member.
Yes.
And Nick Jonas, who... I love Nick Jonas.
Oh, me too, yeah.
Hey, Nick
gonna be great.
Jonas.
Levels.
I have a picture. Do you guys remember that photo shoot of him in his underwear?
I do. I
Oh,
do
that's
remember
great.
it because I'm pretty sure I sent it to my mother and was like, so Nick Jonas is now a man. Maybe that's something you
Newsflash.
shouldn't send to your mother, but that's something I can send to my mother. And she was like, you should marry him.
Yes.
And I agreed. And still
One
working
day.
on it. Yeah.
Hey, you got time.
Watch out,
Good
Colin
time.
Jost. You looked like you had a cold this week. So on to Nick Jonas.
Don't chase him, replace him.
Hey.
Oh. Until then, though, where can they find you guys on the internet?
You can find me, Katie Wilbert, at Katie Wilbert on all of the things.
All the things. And you can find me at Kim Crossman.
You can find me, Kelly McInerney, at Holly Weirdo. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.